So let's dive into a little bit recap as well. So we chatted about this chart before. Now this chart basically talks about the total amount of condos and apartments in Singapore. At this point in time, you look at the red bar. Red bar is based on data number 3. It means the amount of private residential units owned by Singaporeans. That stands at 262,000. When you look at this data, basically what this means is that 67,000 are being owned by foreigners and PRs, and then 19,000 are being owned by company level. So this data, when we look at it, very clear cut, it tells us that in totality, we have about 350,000 plus minus number of private residential units, and we are talking purely about non-landed, that means condos and apartments. And if you look at the percentage, 262 vis-a-vis 350, it means that 262 divided by 350, we're talking about a 74% ownership of condos and apartments by Singaporeans, 25% foreigners, PRs, and companies. And I think policymakers do not want that 25% to balloon up to maybe 30, 35, 40, 50%. They want majority of the private residential properties to still be owned by Singaporeans, so that at least it's like an aspiration kind of target and goal that Singaporeans can fulfill when they want to upgrade from the HDB apartments towards the private property market. So this is something that has happened. Of course, head on to read our article and we talk a little bit more in depth. Of course, over the next Nuggets on the Go series, we're going to talk a lot about this as well, and potentially what is going to happen to the private property market in the next 3 to 4 quarters. But of course, my personal thoughts and opinion is that definitely when we talk about the market that sort of depends on the foreigners, investors' buying power to enter into largely, possibly, high quantum CCR properties, maybe we're going to see a slight dip and plateau in the amount of transaction volume for a little while before foreign investors get used to it. Maybe foreign investors right now, they're looking at alternatives already. Maybe they will dive into commercial properties, or maybe they will start to look at other countries. Will this have an impact? Definitely have an impact on foreign investors, especially the high net worth individuals. But maybe the ultra high net worth would not be so affected if, let's say, they are really looking at Singapore as a safe haven, a store of wealth location, because maybe they are already planning to bring in 10, 20, 30, 40 million to buy up properties here as a store of value, and they might just think, okay, let me just bite the bullet for 1-2 properties and we see how it goes. But I would say perhaps high net worth people with the range of maybe 5 to 10 million, they might take a step back. Ultra high net worth, maybe they will still buy, but it really depends on their investment objective, on whether is it a store of wealth or whether are they looking for returns. And but most importantly, when we look at this, it also then gives us sort of like a little bit of peep into the fact that will this affect the overall price index.